Hare Krishna, welcome to Bhagavad Gita. I'm all excited to be talking about Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, 62nd verse. This sloka outlines the basics of marketing. I'm choosing this sloka because the whole world is revolving around marketing these days. The whole world is being sold products which distract you from your biggest need, which is to connect with your inner self. So how does modern marketing work? Bhagavad Gita second chapter 62nd sloka explains this. Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sangasteshu upajayate sangat sanjayate kama kamat krodho abhijayate. By contemplating on the objects of senses, a person develops attachment for them. From attachment, lust develops. And from lust, anger arises. We'll ignore the anger part today. So, the whole marketing game is in Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, 62nd sloka. Show people things, and by showing people things, slowly people will develop attachment for them. And by attachment to them, they'll develop lust. They'll do anything for you. See, this is the principle which is being used by everybody. For example, if you take the recent ads from Philippine Airlines, they promise you the world, they promise you love, they promise you so much, but ultimately whatever people are delivering is very, very fleeting, because we've all been to our favorite vacation spot, taken our favorite airlines, and come back, and we still think, what, I want more of that. We're still not satisfied. So Bhagavad Gita explains that people are shown things, and then they develop attachment, and then they develop lust, and then they're basically once you have lust, you're basically doing things which are not good for you. The whole world is running on a debt today. Everybody is borrowing money and buying things and thinking that will give them happiness, and in the process we are saying that the whole world economy has been trashed. One of the best examples for this marketing principle is none other than Mr. Steve Jobs. I beg you, I request you, I beseech you to kindly read about Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs is a wonderful personality. When he was 20 or 30 years old, he wanted to find the meaning of life. He went to India, and he picked up Autobiography of Yogi, he picked up Bhagavad Gita, and so many other books out there. In fact, at the funeral of Steve Jobs, 500 copies of Autobiography of Yogi were distributed. Autobiography of Yogi was written by Paramahamsa Yogananda, and the underlying principles of Autobiography of Yogi is based on Bhagavad Gita. And by the way, it's a very wonderful book. Better than Autobiography of Yogi is, in my opinion, Radhanath Swami's Journey Home. And better than Radhanath Swami's Journey Home is Bhagavad Gita as it is. And there's a book which is better than Bhagavad Gita as it is, Srimad Bhagavatam. Check it out. That is the essence of life. Nigama kalpataror galitam phalam sukam mukhat amrutadava samyutam pibada bhagavatam rasamale muhur aho rasika bhavakaha. Srimad Bhagavatam is the essence of Vedic literature. It is Amruta, nectar which flowed from the mouth of Lord Sukamuni. Pibata Bhagavatam Rasamana, it is nectar to be drunk. It is not hearing, it is drinking. Muhur aho rasika bhavakaha, on earth it is the highest mellows. Anyway, back to Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was a wonderful personality. He believed that there was a meaning to life. There are some deeper hankerings of people. He believed that money was not everything. And if you read his biography, autobiography, whichever you call it, he took classes on calligraphy when he was 19-year-old in Oregon. And because of his calligraphy skills, he developed excellent taste in life. I want you all to be successful, but please develop a taste in life. He had a better taste in life than most people, which made him create wonderful fonts for the Apple computer, wonderful designs for the Apple computer, and ultimately the iPhone. And if you think of, and Steve Jobs kept his calm even when the going was not going good. And This is the exact same principle which is outlined in Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter, 14th sloka. Matra sparshasta kaunteya sitoshna sukha dukkhada. Agamam apayanam tan titikshasva bharata. Tolerate the ups and downs of life. And I beg you to listen to Steve Jobs' commencement speech at Stanford. It's very, very intriguing. Steve Jobs explains how the best meal he had was at the Hare Krishna temple in Portland, and he used to look forward to the Sunday evening feast at the Hare Krishna temple. Steve Jobs is a great man. He took calligraphy, and because of that, he developed he had a higher taste in life than just making money. Money is good, don't get me wrong. If you give me $500,000, $500 million, I'll take it very happily, and I'll spend it very happily for the betterment of the world. He took calligraphy. He had a higher taste in life. He wanted to work on fine arts, fine skills, and all these great things. He read the great books of life. He used to read Autobiography of Yogi once every year. I bet that he would have read Bhagavad Gita too, and he would have benefited immensely from it. So Steve Jobs did calligraphy. He developed lots of nice taste in life, and then he had a better understanding of human psychology. And one of the best books of psychology is again Bhagavad Gita. And of course, Srimad Bhagavatam is better, but outside Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita is the best book on human psychology. He had a better sixth sense. I bet you also would want to become like Steve Jobs. I want you to become like Steve Jobs. I want you to be a good marketing person. And you have to develop your sixth sense. How does one develop sixth sense? By connecting with your inner self. Meditation, yoga, chanting Vedic mantras. Now, you got to be careful with Vedic mantras. There's no doubt that Vedic mantras improve intelligence, but if you don't do it properly, you can get yourself into a lot of trouble. To give you an example, recently I got myself a few Salagrama Silas, and then I was checking out the Salagrama Stotram. It was telling me all the benefits one gets by using these stones. They're actually deities. For your spiritual advancement. And the Sutra also says, hey, be very careful. If you make a mistake, you can die. That is how serious this stuff is. So you got to be very careful with Vedic mantras. In that sense, that's the main reason why I stick to my mantra, which is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is blessed by Lord Chaitanya. You can chant it anytime. You can even chant it when you're taking bath and whatnot. There are no rules to it. Lord Nityananda broke all the rules. So be like Steve Jobs. Connect with your inner self. Develop a higher taste in life. Read Autobiography of Yogi. Read Bhagavad Gita. Read Srimad Bhagavatam. Invest in yourself. Meditation. Chant mantras. Become more intelligent. And despite all these effects, sometimes things don't go well. Keep calm. Now, it's very easy for me to say, keep calm, keep calm, keep calm, keep calm. Will you become calm? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But better than telling yourself to keep calm is to develop a higher taste so that the smaller things don't annoy you too much. Instead of saying, I'll keep calm when somebody drives bad on the road, it's better to develop a higher taste where you're not too bothered whether somebody is driving correctly or not driving correctly. That is a higher taste. Param Drishtva Nivartate, 2nd chapter, 59 sloka of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is the best book on human psychology. I would like all of you to be very, very successful in lives and use your success in the service of world, in the service of humanity, in the service of plants, and in the service of animals. And there's no better book like Bhagavad Gita. Check out Steve Jobs' Stanford speech at the commencement. He mentions how he used to go to the Hare Krishna temple once every week, and that is the best meal. Oh yes, what you eat affects what you think. What the person is thinking when he's cooking affects your consciousness. And some of the best meals I've had are actually at a Hare Krishna temple, and I was thinking, what is the consciousness of this person who is cooking this food? Stay calm, develop a higher taste, work on your sixth sense. And the principle to work on sixth sense is discussed in Bhagavad Gita, 10th chapter, 10th sloka. Tesham satyayuktanam bhajtam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. Krishna is explaining how sixth sense is working. Do you know of any book in this world which explains how sixth sense works? And beyond all this, please recognize you have a destiny. Destiny is not necessarily set in stone; it's a tendency. Don't try to um, fight with your destiny. Work with your destiny. Develop a higher taste. And I also talk about the greatest corporate upsets of recent time: Microsoft versus Google. In 2001, there was practically no Google, and there's only Microsoft, the evil empire Microsoft. Today, Microsoft market capitalization is probably around 500 or 6 is around maybe 400 to 600 billion dollar range, and Google market capitalization is around 800 billion or 900 billion dollar range. And Microsoft missed the internet bubble. Can you believe it? Bill Gates made a mistake. He's the richest man in the world, and he made a mistake. He missed the internet bubble. Don't you think if Bill Gates of course missed the iPhone stuff too. Apple was a bankrupt company around 95 or something, and then they practically came up. So anyway, if Bill Gates, I'm guessing that if Bill Gates, that's my little child. I'm guessing that if Bill Gates had invested himself, I'm sure Bill Gates is an awesome man. I'm not trying to poke holes at him, but if Bill Gates had been meditating it every day, and please don't get me wrong, I like Bill Gates. I love Microsoft. I work for Microsoft. I've been to Bill Gates' house a few times. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to poke holes at him. But it is also true that Bill Gates and Microsoft missed the internet. They were blind to the internet and the business side of internet in the 2000s. And now they're practically trying to catch up, and they're not able to catch up. And just think about Microsoft, if Bill Gates was deeply into meditation 2 hours, 4 hours, maybe he does meditation for 4 hours a day. But Microsoft as a company, I worked for Microsoft for 6 months, was not into meditation and all that. If the top management of Microsoft was into meditation and investing in themselves, investing in their mind every day for 2 days, I would bet that if they did that, they would have been better than Google by now. And now they're trying to catch up with Google, but they're not able to catch up. So my request to you is invest in your mind. Mind is your sharpest instrument. Bill Gates even wrote a book, Business at the Speed of Mind. Develop a good reading habit. In addition to reading mundane things, read spiritual things also. And by the way, Microsoft, if you visit the Microsoft campus now, they're trying to promote mindfulness and meditation in their employees for better productivity. And there is no knowledge of mindfulness which is outside Bhagavadgita. Bhagavadgita is the king of mindfulness books. The whole of corporate world of America is jumping onto mindfulness. Aetna, which is a company whose CEO had this accident, that accident, he was very, very sick. Then he couldn't cure himself. Aetna is the biggest company is one of the biggest health insurance companies in US. And then this person started doing yoga and meditation, and now they give you a discount if you do yoga and meditation. A lot of companies in America are catching on to mindfulness and meditation, and all of this knowledge is coming from Bhagavad Gita. I think you will enjoy reading Bhagavad Gita. Please invest in yourself. Do meditation. Chant mantras. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you.